You've built an absolute empire inside your head. The perfect career, the ideal body, the ultimate life. But when you look around, absolutely nothing has actually changed. If you constantly dream big but freeze the second it's time to act, you aren't lazy. Your brain is just playing a massive trick on you. 1. The dopamine trap of daydreaming. Here is an uncomfortable truth. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between doing something and just imagining it. When you lay in bed picturing that massive success, your brain gets a heavy hit of dopamine. You feel the exact rush of accomplishment without having to lift a single finger. But that dopamine hit is a trap. Daydreaming becomes a cheap substitute for real effort. You get all the emotional reward up front, which leaves you with zero actual drive to put in the grueling, boring, everyday work required to make that dream a reality. 2. The fear of ruining the fantasy. Right now, your dream is totally flawless because it only exists in your mind. There are no setbacks, nobody is rejecting you, and there are absolutely no awkward learning curves. But the second you take real action, you introduce the very real possibility of failure. Deep down, you aren't actually afraid of hard work. You are terrified that your real world attempt won't live up to the perfect, spotless vision in your head. So you subconsciously choose to do nothing. By never starting, you protect the fantasy, but you completely sacrifice your reality. 3. The overwhelm illusion. Dreamers look at the top of the mountain, while doers look at the dirt directly in front of their feet. When you only focus on the massive end goal, writing a whole book, losing 50 pounds, or launching a massive business, your nervous system gets completely overwhelmed by the sheer size of the task. Your brain hits the brakes, triggering a psychological freeze response. You aren't procrastinating because you don't care. You are procrastinating because the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels completely unbridgeable. 4. Breaking the loop with micro actions. To fix this, you have to intentionally lower your standards for starting. You need to stop trying to build an empire on day one and just lay a single highly imperfect brick. If you want to write one terrible sentence. If you want to get in shape, put on your shoes and walk to the end of the driveway. By taking microscopic, almost laughable actions, you bypass your brain's fear and freeze response. You stop feeding off the fake dopamine of the fantasy and start building the quiet, undeniable momentum of the real world.